I'm excited to be here today to share with you guys about the rethinking website monitoring for the digital era. First off, let's talk about what is happening, especially what the Mataya just mentioned. Trump website actually got defaced. This is easily detected because it is visible. Everyone knows this. Seeing a screenshot, this site was seized. But however, this website was only compromised for less than 30 minutes. And the whole world actually caught this defacement. It's actually affected Donald Trump himself, his reputation, because this actually represents him as well, saying this is his website for election. And for everyone out here, you all should also start thinking what happened if your website got defaced. Your reputation that you built over the years, it could be gone in just seconds because of this kind of activities that has happened. So next up is about British Airways. This is invisible hacking because as you can see, this particular checkout page is legit. Looking at the britishairways.com, this is where you key in your credit card details. However, behind the scene, with just 22 lines of codes by the hacker injected into this page, actually their website has been compromised. As we dive deeper on line 16, there is this URL code, URL called baways.com. It looks like a legit website as well because British Airways, right? However, do you know that this baways.com is actually belongs to the hacker themselves? They actually created and registered this domain 1 week prior to attacking British Airways so that they can siphon all the credit card details to this particular website. And British Airways only got compromised for 2 weeks before they found out about it. During these 2 weeks, actually 380,000 customer data was stolen, and actually this resulted in a $20 million fine to damage. And this is a big blow. Even 20 million is already a reduced fine by the government. Initially, it was 183 million. So imagine this being hit into you as well. This is a very big lesson that it could be easily protected with the necessary security items in place. So let's talk about some headlines closer to home. First off, I think the PMO website, this was very widely known by everyone. The secondly, even non-profit organization like Red Cross website was hacked recently, and 4,300 potential blood donors data has been leaked. So no one is actually spared from hacking activities by the hackers. And also that Love Bonito, the most recent case, the e-commerce platform, they are similarly hit by a JavaScript malware called JS Sniffer, meant to steal credit card information. Based on report-wise, around 3% of their customer has been compromised, and they apologize definitely. This is very real, not just globally, but also back home here in Singapore as well. So no one is actually safe from web hacking. So what we have to do is definitely to put in necessary defensive mechanism to protect ourselves. And some of the impact that I just shared is definitely reputation. Imagine Donald Trump and Joe Biden, it was a very close fight. Do you think that that web defacement could or was part of the reason that affected the result of that election? These reputations are invaluable. You take decades of years and efforts and monetary terms to build it up. It could have been all destroyed within a few seconds. Next up, customer satisfaction. Let's take, for example, British Airways or even Love Bonito. Do you think that people are going to still buy from them knowing that they are vulnerable to hacking, or they will move their business out there? This also means loss of revenue. And more importantly, subjected to penalty by regulatory. British Airways was fined £20 million. And recently, PDBC have updated their penalty from up to $1 million to 10% of your turnover. Let's say today your turnover is like 30 million, 10% of that is 3 million fine. that is a big blow. Even your profit margin might not be even able to cover that immediately. Based on fine, you might be losing money already. So all these are very real impact to every customer, partners, and end user out there. So, and this is why we definitely have a defense in depth mechanism to provide to our customer. First up, we have our protection mechanism called the WebOrion Protector and Accelerator. This is actually our web application firewall and content delivery network. For detecting and response, we actually have our WebOrion Monitor. This helps you to monitor for changes, and you can investigate what are the changes that happen to your website. And lastly, what happens if really the worst case scenario happens that your website got defaced? We have a WebOrion Restorer. With a one-click of button, you can restore your website as much as you can within the minutes. So this is where we provide a defense in depth mechanism to help you to protect your website. So, and some of the engines that are important, first up for our WebOrion Monitor is especially the content and integrity analytics engine. What it does is actually it monitor and for changes on a line by line basis to understand what are the HTML elements changes, what are the file changes, image changes. This helps you to monitor to ensure that your website is always being under the same baseline to prevent any changes, unauthorized changes in your web pages. We also have our own image patented analytics engine. What this does is an ease of use because you do not have to go through thousands and lines of codes to understand what has changed. What you can do is just by doing drag and click, you can select the portion of your website that you want to monitor. And in the event, if we detect any malicious content or changes from the initial baseline, we'll send an email alerts to show you the before and after screenshots, which is easy to use. And excitingly, today we are launching our JavaScript malware. And this especially is important to understand the malicious content that has been injected to your website, especially for card skimming malware that has hit both Love Bonito and British Airways, and also for crypto jacking, which inject into a website to utilize your processing power to actually mine for cryptocurrency. And this is the reason why we are launching JavaScript malware today. Later, Kaya will be sharing more as well. So just to show you guys, an image analytic engine, how it works is definitely you just have a click and drag whatever portion you want to monitor. And once that is done, we'll set a baseline. So any change detected, we'll send you an email alert with a screenshot, as you can see right here. So we also show you how WebOrion will works. It is as easy as 1, 2, 3. First step, key in your URL. Once you key in your URL, we'll automatically set a baseline for you. So you do not have to have a security analyst sitting down there running through 1001 codes to understand what is the dynamic content that you have to whitelist so that you prevent noises. Our intelligent baseline will do that for you. Next step, if you are using an image analytic engine, just click and drag whatever portion you want to monitor. And lastly, once all this is done, just set up who should receive the alerts in case of any changes. That's all. And our WebOrion Monitor actually poll your website as frequent as 5 minutes, depending on the packages that you sign up for. So, and once all this is done, what you see if there's a change is that we'll send you the before and after to show you line by line what is happening. And using this, you can do further investigation to understand if this is a malicious or legit change before you approve or not. And before I move on, I will pause here for a moment. So this is needed for the prizes. So everyone who is participating in the prizes for the Nest Audio and Apple AirPods. So the two puzzle piece here is actually detect and serial number 1, harmful, and serial number 10. So take note of these two puzzles. So total now you have 4 puzzles, including Matthias' slides and mine. Later we'll have another 2. And once you form the puzzle, send this out to jasmine@cloudsign.net. So everyone should be ready. I will move on. So next up, actually, I'm going to talk about our WebOrion Restorer. Why we create WebOrion Restorer? Because we do know that not everyone is safe. And one day, of course, we do hope, we do not want this to happen to us. One day, if really our website got defaced, definitely you have to restore it. So some of the problems that after speaking to our customer is that we discover backup problems. Uptime, sometimes restoring a backup is not as easy as just a click of a button. It takes days up to weeks. Because why? Because there is complex deployment. You need to understand what is the routing issues, what is the DNS. You have to understand if your backup is ready to be restored. Sometimes your backup might contain the same vulnerabilities. And before that, it takes time to patch. Patching also takes time. Sometimes there's a pre-requirement before you can patch your system. And all of this takes very in-depth knowledge. And thus, even when you successfully restore, how can you make sure that you will not be redefaced? As just now we did mention, 20% of a restored website actually become redefaced. One reason is definitely because their vulnerabilities have not been patched yet. And this is why we came up with WebOrion Restorer. The first thing is because of our WebOrion Restorer can help you with a one-click restoration. And using that one click, the quick response, we can help you restore within minutes so that you can maintain your reputation and integrity of your website. This helps you to safeguard your reputation that you have built over the years. Our restorer is also built within a hardened Unix platform. And also during our secure replica, we will actually remove all known vulnerabilities as much as we can so that we can prevent redefacement. And when we restore your website, this actually allows your security analysts time to actually conduct forensic and remediation on your official backup system so that you have time to do patching, you have time to understand what happens to your web server. Is it just a standard defacement? Or it could be more than that. Someone has actually hacked into your database. Our secure replica can help you buy time by restoring this web page first while you do your investigation. So, and this actually comes to the end of my WebOrion Monitor and Restorer features. So up next is actually time for prizes. So how do you win this $10 Grab voucher? All you need to do is get ready your chat. I will be showing 2 questions. And the first one to answer my question will be winning this $10 Grab voucher. So everyone get ready while I come up with the question in 3, 2, 1. First up, what are the engines that is available in WebOrion Monitor? Answer 1, content integrity. Answer 2, image engine. Answer 3, JavaScript malware engine. Or answer 4, all of the above. Okay, so, wow, quite a few of you participated. So my first answer is De Xiang. Congratulations to De Xiang who won the prizes. My colleague will be reaching out to you to gather your details to pass you the prize. So one more chance for everyone. Question 2 is coming up in 3, 2, 1. What are the products does WebOrion have? WebOrion Response, WAF, CDN, and Detect. WebOrion Protector, Accelerator, Monitor, and Restore. Or number 3, WebOrion Redo, Shoe, and Microsoft and Pickup. Okay, so for question number 2, we have Keith. Keith, congratulations on winning the $10 Grab voucher. Thank you everyone for participating. We still have more prizes upcoming next. And remember, stay tuned for the next one, Kayao, who is showing our upcoming JavaScript malware engine. Thank you everyone for listening to me, and I will pass on to Kayao.